All right, so hello and welcome. So, welcome to my subscribers, friends from Jamaica, from US, from Bermuda, and from other parts of the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so, we're looking at yes, we are looking at no, not math class. Welcome to my subscribers, friends from Jamaica, from US, from Bermuda. And so, and from other. Sorry for the little hiccup here. Welcome. Yes. Welcome. Welcome. And so, hopefully you can hear me. Hello and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again. And so we're looking at not math class. No, not math class. And so language. Of course, you know, language plays a very important role in communication. And math is no different. Learning and using the language of math is definitely not different from any other thing. All right, let's see. Do we have anyone here as yet? Oh, yes, we have a few viewers. Once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my friends from Jamaica, from Bermuda, from the USA, from Facebook, and from wherever you are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so we're looking at not in math class, and we're particularly looking at the topic whatever you do, avoid these in math class. Yes, so language, like I was saying, language. As you know, language is one tool used for communication. And if a clear message is not sent, the feedback may be distorted. Kind of like what happened at the beginning of this video. Learning and using the language of math is no different. And so you need to avoid using incorrect language. Build your math vocabulary. Math vocabulary is actually precise language. And we're going to spend a little moment looking at this precise language. And so, learning and using the language of math is when precise language is used, there is clear communication between student and teacher, and of course, teacher and student. Also of exam taker and exam maker. And also, subsequently, a problem and its solution. If you see the importance of precise language in math, go ahead and type UPML in the chat. Use proper math language. Yes. And so, whatever he says, you know, sometimes, you know, the students will have some games, or you may have some games in class. And you may tell your friend who do not know what's going on to just smile and nod. My Jamaican friends will be familiar with that phrase, smile and nod. And so why do students do this? What can he do may be their mindset. Why do this to yourself? Why lie? Why prevaricate? Is it worth it? Faking understanding is a very big no-no. Avoid faking it in math class. So, my Bermudian friends, especially those, yourself, and this is for everyone. You know that icon there, the imposter? Don't be the imposter. You need to understand as much as you can in class. Don't create a gap in your learning. By the way, my friends from other places as well, I'm quite sure you're familiar with this particular icon. And if you know you're not the imposter, go ahead and type IANTI. Yes. And so what you want to do, you want to ask questions. But when you ask your questions, you want to ask them at the appropriate time. They are very important. So make sure you ask your questions. I'm quite sure that many of you, possibly heard somebody with a similar phrase to this one or similar mindset to this one. I ain't doing that. Big D just hit me up. He got me. Avoid not preparing for quiz, tests, and homework. The phrase that I used a while ago, or the statements that I used a while ago, reflect someone who is not preparing and wants to piggyback on somebody's hard work. Avoid doing that kind of thing. Avoid doing that in your math class. So you want to prepare. Your results will thank you. Your results will definitely thank you. Earning a well-deserved top quality grade is very nice. And I know that many of you have experienced, a top quality grade at some point in math. Maybe it's in lower grades, maybe it's in, like the middle school grades, maybe it's in high school, maybe it's in college. But I know you have experienced a high grade in math. I believe you have. So, sometimes when we're in class, and you see the young man take a shot and they say nothing but net all day, let's face it, it is very nice to take a shot at the trash can with unwanted paper. Nonetheless, your work should not make it to the trash can. Avoid treating your class work like trash, your homework like trash. Don't treat it that way. You will scarcely take pride in your work if you think of it as trash. So avoid treating your work like trash. Value your work, and it will be easy to remember the concepts covered. Yes, value your work. Don't treat it like trash. Your skills will be polished. So, sometimes you may hear students say, after being given a work, or a classwork, or homework, how am I going to do this? What's the point anyway? Let me suggest a brighter idea. If these are your thoughts while in math class, please stop it. Let me tell you why. Avoid defeating yourself before giving reasonable effort. Check that you have the foundation. Yes, check that you have the foundation concept for the topics that is triggering these thoughts. Avoid defeating yourself before giving reasonable effort. Adopt an attitude of I can. You know, my friends in America are very, very familiar with yes, we can. And if you know who said that, you can type it in the chat. No matter where you're from, you can type that. But this phrase, as you know, did not begin in 2008. I can attitude is something that people practice long before that. And I'm encouraging you to adapt that kind of attitude. I can attitude. And so, sometimes, you know, we're given an assignment. And you may be in class and you have an assignment and, you know, your parent may ask, or your parents may ask, have you done it yet? And then 2 hours pass. And then it's bedtime. And you can't do it anymore. At least not for that night if you're going to get proper rest. If you're getting value in this video, if you're hearing things that are encouraging you to do better in math class, go ahead and click like. Click that like icon right there. Not doing homework on time should be avoided. You know this. You know this. And so, you also should know that decent homework are designed to give you practice and help you commit the concept to memory for later use. Don't miss this opportunity to get ahead, or at least to understand the concept you are studying. In fact, that term there, get ahead in math, you can find a video in the description below. Don't go there right now though. At the end, you can go there and check it out. Getting ahead in math class. And so back to this portion of the presentation where we're looking at whatever you do, avoid these in math class. And so, sometimes you may have a lot of clutter on your desk. A few people may do this while some are super neat and won't. And sometimes this mess, this mess is actually affecting your memory. One can actually improve their memory by actually working in a clean space with the things they need. And so, I'm not only talking about the kind of mess that you see to the right, but also messy work, untidy work. You would do well to actually lay out your work quite neatly and process your problems properly. And you will remember the concepts even more. So avoid doing sloppy work. avoid it. The quality of your work speaks volumes. If you know that, type know that in the chat. Always apply math concepts and develop your problems well. And so your performance and feelings will be enhanced once you avoid doing sloppy work. And so, have your classmates or you ever asked, why do I have to do this work? Why do I have to do it? Those more mature persons in the chat will know from their experience that everything has its bearing on development. And so, as we grow and we learn from our experience, the bearing that those experiences have will actually produce a nice development. And so, avoid thinking negatively about math. Change your viewpoint if it's negative towards math. Put in the necessary work. The reward will come. You can type homework pays in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. If you know that practicing pays, type that in the chat as well. Let us know. And if you have not already subscribed to Math CM, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and press the notification bell. All right, so every time you hear the word math, you cringe, you feel bad, I want to let you know that I know sometimes we have bad experiences, but experiences teaches wisdom and gives understanding. Understanding. Don't say it. Don't do it. Avoid mental blocks. Yes, avoid mental blocks. Your mind is very powerful, as you know, right? And you should care for your brain, because your brain is your most powerful resources, second to the access you have to your creator that fashioned your brain. And so avoid mental blocks. Be careful which thoughts you cherish, because the thoughts affects feelings, and feelings may turn into action, and action may actually create habits, and habits will form character. So you want to develop well. You don't want to have mental blocks. All right, and so we are now in the section for question and answers. And so if you have a question, go ahead and type it in the chat. Type it in the chat, or question or comment. Just go ahead and type those in the chat. I want to again welcome those who have joined a little late, those who are seeing this even after the live stream. Go ahead and actually, let us know your level of enjoyment, your level of appreciation for this particular presentation. So go ahead and click like if you have liked the concepts that we have shared on how to actually avoid certain things in math class. So whatever you do, those things that I've covered, avoid them in your math class. And by extension, when they apply, avoid them generally. And so I don't see any questions coming in. Oh, I see Miss Johnson there. Mr. Hilton, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Mr. Rowe. Very good, Mr. Rowe. Welcome, sir. Oh, it's Santana Rowe. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Is that Santana from? Oh, that may be my good friend, Mr. Beckford. Big up yourself. Miss Johnson, it says, how many students have a fear for math? Well, a lot of students do, and this comes from not having proper foundation, so there are actually quite a lot of students who actually have a fear of math, not because they're not good, but just primarily because of an experience that they may have had in the past that kind of affected them, and so they put up a mental block. But if they actually begin to learn the concepts at the level they're at, then they will actually begin to do well. Of course, when they practice and they actually learn, they actually put in the effort and actually learn. So that is how the students will actually get away from their fear. And I've seen that for many of my students who would have had a fear at first, applied all the principles that they need to apply, and actually started to do well. And I tell you what, sometimes when they actually make a very nice score, that's motivation. So you avoid these things that I've shared in this video, and you will actually be able to dispel those fears. All right, so good evening, Joy Prince. Good evening. How are you doing? I hope you're doing very well, and I hope that you are getting value from this video. So go ahead and smash that like button if you like your experience that you're having here in this video on Math CM. Are there any more questions? Yeah. So if you have not put an answer for the poll, go ahead and hit that poll. Hit where you're watching from. It would be nice to know where you guys are watching from. That would be really nice. So avoid things like procrastination. Anybody remember any of the other ones? Precise language. Avoid using bad language in math. Have to use precise language because the math is very precise. When you use the actual words, you are being very accurate, and someone somewhere else will know exactly what you mean so long as they understand the term. All right? So any more comments? Anyone? Any more comments? Anybody remember any of the other ones? All right. So there are no more comments. Then we are going to actually look at the next slide, which is for more content on math skills and life skills, subscribe to Math CM. Just click that subscribe button. I don't know what color it is on your device, but also click the notification bell so you can know when the new videos are released and also when there is a live stream. And don't forget to interact with the content because the, the, the other persons who are on YouTube, that's how YouTube promote it to them if you interact with the content. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Oh, I see a question there. So you said, good evening, everyone. Okay. What do you mean by bad language? I joined a bit late. All right. So bad language could be not using, let's say you're describing an angle, right? And a particular relationship between angles. Maybe they're congruent. Congruent, using the word congruent to say that two angles are equal, would be using precise language by saying that they're congruent. Because the word congruent means that the angles have the same degree of turn. In other words, when the opening for the angle is the same for both if the angles are congruent. They're very similar. If you just say they're equal, that's kind of vague. You know, really it's kind of vague. Another example would be, let's say you're working on an equation, right? And you actually, you know, you're doing your equation, you're solving your equation, you're trying to maintain some kind of equilibrium, you know, and you may be using some loose language like, just put this over this, right? And just put this yes and this, instead of saying subtract 5 from both sides, or add 2 to both sides, or divide both sides by 3. So this is what I mean by using precise language. And this is what I mean when I say not using bad language. So use up the vocabulary. All right. I see my good friend, Mr. Beckford. Big up yourself again, Mr. Beckford. And Miss Price. Miss Prince. Oh, I'm sorry. Miss Prince. Joy Prince. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate your questions. It's a little delay between when I see your questions and when I get to answer them. So I'm just going to wait a little bit and let you ask a few more questions. So I'll just wait a little bit more and see if you have any more questions. Yes, not just the math terms, but also the whole language. Use up the terms. But yes, that's precise. You know, for example, certain statement like angle X is congruent. No, sorry. Let's say let's pick a different subject. Like, for example, rates of change for people who do calculus. And you may want to see the relationship between two quantities, and you're doing some kind of optimization. So I think you got it right. Not just the terms, like when you refer to the equation, but also the what would you call it now? I'm trying to use a precise language here. The math terms or the math jargon. Use it up because they are very, very precise. Okay, I see you got it. I see you got it. All right. Any more questions? Remember, it's a little delay, so this is why I'm prolonging. I'm prolonging here. So once again, if you have not already subscribed and you're new to Math CM, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. If you're interested in learning how to care for your brain or how to actually do well in math, you can check out our other videos. One that I recommend is actually one that answers the question, when am I ever going to use this? Because, many persons who actually do math think, why am I learning this anyway? It's just a bunch of numbers, just a bunch of nonsense, and I addressed that kind of thing earlier. And so that particular video will let you know that. But just check the description below and you'll see some really good related videos that you can watch. All right, so thank you for watching one more time. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for being here, spending these few moments with me. All the best and see you in the next video. But just check the description below and you'll see some really good related videos that you can watch. All right, so thank you for watching one more time. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for being here, spending these